Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Your Dudes TV. If you're a long-time Chaos player like myself, you're certainly aware of the fact that the humble Chaos Cultist has become the backbone of any good trader list. They're numerous and disposable, they're great for holding objectives and tar-pitting opponents, and best of all, they're cheap as dirt, allowing you to save points in your list for all your big important stuff. However, when it comes to sources for these cute little buggers, we're pretty much starved of options, limited to only 2 monopose kits with no real options for customization or making the models your own. Also 60 crowns with 5 dudes, by the god! So to do something about it, I'll be starting a series where I build and paint a custom Chaos Cultist for each of the 9 Trader Legions. And my goal is to limit the scope of each of the individual conversion projects to only 2 or 3 kits and a beginner's budget. Because after all, cultists are meant to be deployed in big swarms and groups, so I want these conversions to be something that you can meaningfully mass produce and create a whole army out of. So as you might have been able to deduce from the title of the video, the first legion that we're going to do in this series is going to be the World Eaters. Now the reason I've decided to go with the World Eaters first is because I think Khorne is a very easy motif to pull off, both in regards to the conversion, but also with the paint job, which I'm going to do in the video following this one. The World Eaters have always had this pit fighter / gladiator theme going on, so I'm going to try to style my cultists around that idea. So to pull off this theme properly, I've chosen 2 kits to form the base of the conversion. The Blood Reaver set from Age of Sigmar, and the Neophyte Hybrid kit from the Genestealer Cult range. The Blood Reavers form an excellent base for the conversion, as the kit comes with a whopping 20 guardsman-sized infantry models, all with this barbarian Khorne aesthetic, which will really help us lean into the theme that we're deciding to go for here. And the Neophytes are a literal treasure trove of conversion parts, including within all the ranged weaponry you would possibly need to outfit a band of Chaos Cultists, with 10 autoguns, 10 shotguns, some auto pistols, a flamer, and even a heavy stubber. And lastly, some additional materials you'll need include a pair of clippers, a sharp hobby knife, some plastic glue, and last but not least, some extra 25mm bases, since the Blood Reaver set comes with 32mm bases, but cultists are traditionally fielded on 25s. So we'll start off the conversion by grabbing one of these combined leg and torso pieces. Just give it an overall look, making sure that there's no flash or mold lines left after you cleaned it up. And then after looking it over, we're going to apply a bit of glue to the arm socket and put on one of these knife pieces. Next up, we're going to work on the shotgun arm. So take one of these pieces holding a one-handed axe, and then just put your clippers to it, cutting off the axe and the hand at the base, making sure to do it in increments so you do not damage the actual piece. After making the cut, take a hobby knife, or maybe a sanding stick, or even a Citadel scraping tool, and smooth down the connection point from where we made the incision. This is going to allow us to prepare the hand that's going to go on the arm. So for this, we're going to reach into the Genestealer Neophyte kit for some good old shotguns. As you might have been able to deduce, I want my cultist to be holding a shotgun in one arm and a knife in the other. So what we're going to do is that we're going to remove this little molded hand that's already on the piece with a hobby knife. But in the words of a famous Danish TV chef, I've cheated a bit, so I've prepared a piece the other night. I decided on doing this because I discovered that when he's holding the shotgun one-handed, it generally looks better when the barrel of the gun is not that long. But if you're going to do a two-handed pose, I actually think that a longer shotgun is going to work to your benefit. In either case, when you've got your desired shotgun, the only step left is to glue it to the arm that we prepared earlier. Here, I would recommend using a bit more glue than you would normally, since we're gluing together 2 pieces that aren't actually meant to fit together. Then, once the glue has hardened, it's simply a matter of gluing the arm onto the body. This is a part of the conversion process where you really get a chance to determine the pose of the model. So we want to try to give it the most epic and dynamic pose that we possibly can. So as you can see here, I'm just turning the model around a bit, trying to get a feel for what I'm going to do next. And here I'm bringing in the head, and as you can see, I'm just trying it out in different positions, seeing what works best on it. And I then decide to go with this looking over the shoulder kind of pose. Sort of like he's staring triumphantly and surveying the battlefield while holding his 2 weapons at the ready. And I think that this pose is looking quite menacing, if I may say so myself. So yeah, once you're happy with your pose, just grab yourself some plastic glue and glue the head to the model. And that's just about it for making these World Eater cultists. The only thing that's left now is to put him on a 25mm base and give him a paint job. And there you have it. Our world leader cultist is finally complete, and he's ready to go out there and join his fellow cultists in the eternal struggle to soak up enemy fire, be a good little meat shield, and die on objective points. And just for a bit of fun, I've decided to include 3 other cultist models that I did off screen, just to show you some of the other cool combinations and poses you can do. I especially like how this guy in the foreground right now turned out. He gives me this cool Doom vibe with his shotgun and the way he's charging forward. So if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button and subscribe if you want to see more painting and conversion tutorials in the future. And if you're interested in knowing how I painted this model, please check out the video link in the top right corner or in the description below. That's about all. Peace out.